Welcome back to another episode of the Cycle Podcast, the show where we cover 4 trending MLB topics in 20 minutes or less. Joining me, as always, is Josh, a.k.a. Kablumski. Josh, you ready to talk some ball today?
Man, let's get after it, man. I'm pumped. We got some good topics for the people. Let's get the show rolling, baby.
Absolutely. Our first topic today is going to cover the top 10 hitters in the MLB thus far this season. Of course, this is my rankings. Josh is going to react to it. May be slightly different than the power rankings that were released recently on MLB.com. But starting off at the bottom, 9 and 10, I have the duo of Seiya Suzuki and Pete Crow Armstrong. I've got Seiya at 10, Pete Crow Armstrong at 9. Statistically extremely similar. PCA has one more home run, 2 less RBIs, a slightly higher OPS, but it's his stolen bases and his prowess on the base path that puts him just slightly above Seiya Suzuki at this time.
Oh, yeah.
At number 8, I have Alex's boy, who he was pumped up about in the group chat recently. Rafael Devers, number 1 in the league in RBIs. Average and OPS are up above his career averages. He's en route to having perhaps a career year. Unfortunately, of course, the Boston Red Sox as a team not really holding up their end of the deal. I've got the young gun, James Wood, at 7. 286 average, 16 home runs, 45 RBIs, doing all of this in his second year.
Stud.
He is absolutely a pleasure to watch. I wish Dylan Cruz was hitting a little bit better with him because that could be a really exciting team. I've got Kyle Schwarber at 6. 19 home runs, 44 RBIs. His batting average is the second highest of his career behind his 2021 All-Star season. At 5, I've got the old man, Freddie Freeman, second in OPS, 369 batting average, 40 RBIs, all at 35 years old. This is a dude that is doing everything and more in terms of his part for the Dodgers. We're going to have another Dodger a little higher on this list, though. At number 4, I know I will catch heat for this, for putting him over Freddie, but I've been a J-Ram truther for years now. I think the baseball world as a whole in the last season and a half has kind of woken up to the fact that J-Ram is a top 5 player in the major leagues. He's hitting 330 with a 939 OPS, stealing bases. You look at him, just his body type, you would expect him to be a dude who can steal 20 to 30 bases in a year.
Right.
Number 3, I've got your boy, Big Dumper, switch hitting catcher, Cal Raleigh, tied for first in home runs, 45 RBIs, 1 point shy of a 1,000 OPS. And then we go into the top 2, which is just a tier up. I've got Ohtani at 2, Judge at number 1. That can go either way. Judge is on his way to having a Triple Crown season, probably going to win MVP again this year before that voter fatigue kicks in. Josh, give me your take. Where did I go wrong, and where am I mostly right?
No, brother. Honestly, I think you, like you always do, you always hit the nail on the head. But the thing I like about this is shout out to our producer, Alex, man. He kept on saying from day one, relax about Devers. And I was one that I was shooting him text and talking shit, whatever it may be. And honestly, man, I am happy for him. It's tough to see a player go through that. I know what it is as a player to go through a slump and stuff like that. So to get out of it, but then to keep on and maintaining that. Shout out to Devers, man. He's a stud. Obviously, the big dumper. When you're a switch hitting catcher that can produce at the plate, you are on a tier or on a level on your own. On talking about catchers. So Cal, to me, like I've said it before, and I'm going to say again later on in this podcast, he's just the man. Being in a small market, we're not hearing too much about him, but the more and more and more the season rolls around and the season keeps on going, the more and more we hear about Cal. So that's awesome to hear about that. Your 1 and 2, obviously, it can be switched 1A, 1B. The one that I do want to say is your boy J-Ram. J-Ram reminds me of your Scary Terry in football. It's like that guy that you always either got to have on your team or you're always rooting for. And J-Ram is like the Scary Terry version in baseball. You know what I mean? So shout out to J-Ram. Shout out to you to sticking with your players that you like and you just ride or die with them. So I will
say I did not put Bobby Witt Jr. in my top 10. I don't think he's there right now. He will be by the end of the season. Sure. He'll be in the top 5. But little up and down. His power numbers are down. He's
Right.
stealing a lot more bases. He's leading the
Right.
league in doubles. That average has to come up for just the style of player he is. He's got to get back above 300 before I can slide him back in, even though I'm always tempted to put him at number one.
And I know you, and as you should though, because we're talking about Bobby Witt. Like I know that he's your favorite player and your favorite team, whatever. But respect to the respect, right? But real quick before I know time is running out. Aaron Judge is going to get a triple crown this year, injuries permitting, but he will. I mean, he's on pace. And then shout out to Freddie Freeman. I forgot to say too, for holding that team together, man. I know they got Otani and stuff like that, but when pitching goes down, usually the team goes down. And that man at 35 years old, he's just aging like fine wine, baby.
Yeah, he's got another 4 or 5 left in him, I fear.
Easy.
Our second topic is going to be who's hot, and not many guys in the league just in June so far are hotter than Pete Alonso. I've got him at 3 home runs, 10 RBIs in June with a 13 OPS. Mets are back in first after going on a 7-3 stretch in their last 10. And with Juan Soto, dollars per production, I would say Juan Soto is disappointing this season. Would you agree?
Slightly.
Dollars?
Yeah.
Dollars per production.
Yeah. Then yes.
Now, going back to last offseason, when they brought in Pete Alonso, when they were vying for his services, the odd man out at times, people were saying, was Pete Alonso. This is a guy who, if you bring in Soto, that can replace Pete Alonso's production. You can save yourself some money. This is the importance of keeping your core pieces even when you build. Correct. Pete Alonso has been arguably the best offensive first baseman in baseball this year. I mean, you can obviously say Freddie Freeman has been outstanding. Pete Alonso in his own right has been phenomenal. And he's gone on these stretches where he is carrying their offense. Obviously, you have other dudes there, but nobody who has been as hot as Alonso for those stretches. And that translates into success on the baseball field as a whole for the Mets. It has been Alonso, it has been Lindor, and it has surprisingly been their pitching staff. So Pete Alonso scorching hot right now. He is that team's MVP in my book, unless you want to give it to some of the pitchers who have overperformed. I also have Michael Busch as a honorable mention here. Just in June, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, batting around 600. I got these stats before last night's games were played, so it could be slightly lower at this point. But the Cubs have just been getting contributions from places you don't expect it. Nobody expected PCA, Seiya Suzuki, and Michael Busch to have stretches where they perform like this. And it has been the reason I've been so wrong on the Cubs this year. I keep saying they're going to decline. There's going to be a decline here at some point. Hasn't happened. Could happen. It's looking more and more unlikely as the season goes on. Josh, you've got one for us, a hometown pick, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. And then your pick was a hometown pick kind of too, right? Tampa. Shout out to Tampa. And we're going to talk about another Tampa player later on. So shout out to my boys from Tampa. Anyway, Tampa Bay Rays, baby. I got to get a shout out anytime I can for my Rays. You already know what time it is. But honestly, this is well-deserved, in my opinion. Junior Caminero, to me, is a superstar in the making. He's everything that the Rays needed. In a superstar right now. You know, when you talk about losing the face, quote unquote, of the franchise, Wander Franco last year, and so on and so forth. We were looking for that superstar to kind of fill in that role and kind of like produce in that role, just not be the face. And Junior Caminero, I think he's 22, 23, or 21, excuse me. And at 21 years old, not only is he filling in that role very well, but he's also producing at a very high level. Last night's game, we're shooting this on June 6th, by the way. Last night's game, he ended up scoring from second on that ball, ended up winning the game for us. But the guy is just a spectacular athlete in itself. Real quick, though, just in the month of June, obviously it's a short month. 5 games have been played. He already has 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, and a stolen base. But overall, though, you got to understand that this guy is on a tear right now with the RBIs and the home runs totaling. He's about like 15, I believe, totaling home runs right now, batting around 260, 275, which that needs to be brought up. But his production.
Just 1 second though, Josh. Let me just throw in just the month of June, yes, but his last game of May was a 4-hit 2 home run, 2
Yes.
double, 5 RBI game. So if you tack that on,
against
yes,
the Astros. Yes. And I was
yes,
going to bring that. So thank you for that. Yes. So we tack that on. That's what I'm saying. Like he's filling that role very, very well. And not only that is when the time is needed for your superstar to stand up and do and produce, he is doing that, man. And I just applaud him for that at such a young age. I get we're a small market, but he's exceeding my expectations. I did not think that we were going to get this type of level of ball from him this year, maybe next year or the year after. But just being the face of the franchise and on fire, slugging 815. He's on base percentage 298. The guy is awesome at what he's doing. He's not going to blow the cover off. He's not Otani. He's not Judge, but he's doing what the Rays need him to do. And for me, I'm okay with that. Superstar in the making. I love seeing it with my own eyes unfold in front of us.
Absolutely. Our third topic today is going to be discussing the first 3 games of Jack Caglione's what will be a Hall of Fame career. Knock on wood there. But no, it's so exciting that the Royals have finally called this guy up.
Yep.
He only played 12 games in AAA, mashed to levels that we haven't really seen from a minor leaguer. He was leading the minor leagues in RBIs. He had hit 6 home runs in 12 AAA games. And it was just one of those things you can't hold the dude down any longer.
No.
So through his first 3 games, of course, his call-up game and then the doubleheader that was played yesterday, he has looked like a Major League Baseball player. Mm-hmm. His very first plate appearance, he roped one deep into center field. I think it was like 112 off the bat that was snagged on a leaping catch by Victor Scott, robbed him of a double. His next at-bat was like 120-mile-an-hour ground ball that Arenado had been in the shift, perfectly positioned to steal another hit. Then he came into the doubleheader and had his first big league hit. It was a double that scored Salvador Perez. And the fear with Caglione coming up was his pitch selection. I have seen one bad swing. He struck out yesterday in one of his last at-bats on a curveball that just dove into the dirt, and he bit on it for the strikeout. There was a slider that hung over the plate that he took for strike 2 in one of his at-bats, ended up grounding out on the next pitch. But as far as his at-bats, his presence in the box, he looks the part of a big leaguer.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to hit his first home run very soon.
Today.
I hope so. I can't wait to be on. Unfortunately, because the doubleheader, I didn't get to watch his first Major League hit live because MLB TV wasn't getting the feed. I pay all this money, couldn't even see my boy get his first hit. But, I mean, the offense also has sparked with him coming up. The Royals were averaging like 2 runs a game. His first game scored 10 runs, then 5, then 7. The 3 best offensive games we've strung together in a row have come on Caglione's first 3 games in the big leagues. So, I mean, it's one of those things where it's sparking the lineup as a whole. You've seen guys like Bobby, after that double was robbed from him on his first hit, immediately Bobby pulled him right next to him in the dugout, started talking through the at-bat. What are you seeing? Here's what I'm seeing. Here's what you can do in your next at-bat. Then we went on the inning where we scored 6 runs in his first game, and Caglione was next to the plate. Salvi had just hit an RBI single that scored Vinny. Instead of running back to the dugout, Vinny went up to Caglione in the batter's box, pulled him in, started just hit him with a scouting report in his ear. These dudes are excited to have him here. The fan base is excited. We're going to be coming home soon to play the Dodgers. It's going to be a sold-out electric atmosphere, and it's what I think can push these Royals back into the playoff contention and start covering some ground on the Tigers. You saw Caglione. We've talked about this in other podcasts. What have you seen from Cag so far, if there's something that I didn't cover there?
Yeah, man. Shout out to my Tampa boys again, right, man? Anytime Tampa boys produce and succeed, man, I'm always going to give them flowers. I don't care what team they play for. Maybe except the Yankees. Anyway, though, you hit it on the head, though, as far as what he's doing for the team. That's a big aspect that a lot of people don't realize or don't want to see. They just want their player to come up. Oh, he's balling in the minor leagues. Get him up. It's like, no, wait. He has to make sure he fits in, right timing with the right people, this, that, and the third. And when he came in, you could just tell that they embraced him. The guys love this kid. They want him to succeed and vice versa. Like he's willing to do whatever it takes to help the team succeed. He's not trying to be the focal point. He's not trying to take no spotlight from nobody. He's just trying to do what he can. Guys, he was a man amongst boys in minor leagues. There was not a minor league level that was ready for him. I don't care what it was, who it was, what pitchers it was. You guys could have brought down a pitcher from the major leagues on a rehab assignment. The guy was just on a tear, a man amongst boys in the minors. The one thing that I did want to say was when they did brought him up, it was like it was not a matter of what, but when. And I didn't think that it was the right timing. I thought there was gonna be like a Jackson Holiday type feel, like, ooh, is this too soon? But the guy is ready. The guy's been ready. I have no issues with that. And I kind of want to smack myself in the face because to think that he wasn't ready is undeserving to him and disrespectful to him. But real quick, one point as I digress. Anytime you get in the company with Bo Jackson as in any type of company, I don't care what records or whatever, if you get mentioned in the same sentence with Bo Jackson, you know you're somebody and you're somebody big. And he and the last player that was brought up within a year of being drafted was Bo Jackson. Just to kind of give you a little hint of what type of player this guy is.
Was Bo ready? Was Bo ready when he came up?
I think Bo was ready at the womb, baby. That guy was an ox coming out.
Poor hey, mom. By the way, thank you to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for encouraging him to go play baseball because he wanted so badly to not play for the Bucs.
Thanks, guys.
Our final topic today is coming from a viewer once again. They wanted us to put together a parlay, avoiding too many chalk picks for season long. So this is going to be awards, division winners, things of that nature. And I've got a 3-way parlay with the Brewers winning the NL Central. They are 9-1 in their last 10. They are catching up to the Cubs and the Cardinals. I don't expect the Cardinals to remain in contention in this division. And I still think the Brewers' experience coming down the stretch of a season is going to play a big factor. This is a team who has been a perennial playoff team, often overlooked when you're talking about World Series contenders. They're always just get to the National League Championship contender, compete in the divisional round contender.
Right.
But the Cubs haven't been in this situation in a while, and they have a lot of young or new players who are contributing. Obviously, you have Kyle Tucker there with that experience. You have some veterans on the team. But I think the Brewers, as far as the teams that are like plus 800 to win the division, are the best pick. Going down, I have Hunter Brown leapfrogging Tarek Skubal to win the AL Cy Young. He is at plus 750 right now. And then I have Jack Caglione to win the Rookie of the Year. With Zach Wilson being a heavy favorite right now, Jason Dominguez being in that mix. Look, if Caglione can hit 15 to 20 home runs, which he's more than capable of, he will catch Wilson. Wilson is a singles hitter, hits for high average on a bad team, only has 8 home runs. He has the power, but that's not in that power hitting realm right now. I think Caglione could realistically get to double-digit home runs before the All-Star break, which sounds crazy. If he is the spark that propels the Royals into playoff contention, I think he has a strong shot to win Rookie of the Year. Josh, yours is a little bit longer. I think you had a few more parts on your parlay.
I'll break it down a little bit.
All right, go ahead. You're up.
So I'm going to jump on your horse, though. As far as the Cy Young, I do got Hunter Brown there. And I know I got Paul Skeens. I was iffy on that, but
he's not going to leave Zach Wheeler.
Exactly. Oh, and real quick though, it's Jacob Wilson, not Zach Wilson.
Oh, but Jesus!
I digress. It's all good. We're all human here.
Jesus.
But my parlay, man, I'm gonna go with my boy, the big dumper, MVP, Kyle Raleigh, as the MVP for the AL, and then I'm gonna have Tatis Jr. for the NL. MVP. This is just something that I see now. If they progress and they keep on going, the reason why I threw in Tatis's name in there is just what he's doing for his team. And when you talk about the most valuable player, I always think like, well, if you take this player off of this team, how good is that team, right? So I think that Tatis is starting to be a really, really big focal point for that Padres, which he always has essentially, but this year especially. My comeback player of the year is my boy Javi Baez. Before this year, this guy was going to be working at Wawa. He was probably going to be working at KFC or something like that. And that's no disrespect to him, but the guy is so egotistical that he wouldn't play like in Japan or something like that. It's either the MLB or nothing for him, right? And so I'm really happy that he betted on himself, and he's having a tremendous year. Obviously, he had a real hot start. It kind of fizzled out a little bit, but he's still maintaining. And in comparison to years past, in recent years past, I should say, is a big leap for him, and I'm just rooting for him, and I hope he continues that. My rookie of the year, though, I was gonna go and jump on the board with the Cags train and the Jake Wilson train as well, but I'm gonna throw another name out there. Is Jason Dominguez. This was kind of like a last minute decision. I know I hate talking about the Yankees too, but my thing is like if he hits 15 to, I don't know, 20 home runs, he averages around 260 batting average. That's going to be around the same, around statistical numbers of the rest of the rookies of this year. And I think that he has a little bit of an edge just because he plays Tampa quite a bit in that minor league field, minor league stadium. So he has he's very, very
and
he
used plays to that. In a little league park.
And he also plays in a high school field at home. So I think that plays in his favor. Anybody who plays in a high school field, Aaron Judge, obviously a pop fly is a home run for him. So I'm thinking that if maybe he gets a couple pop flies that happen to, go over the fence, that might boost up his numbers, obviously, but help his case for Rookie of the Year. So I got Rookie of the Year, Jason Dominguez, Tatis, Kali, Riley, and then our boy Javi Baez for my parlay. By the way, every time I say parlay and my wife is around, she gets nervous. So we might have to change that word parlay.
And hey, I just want to clarify: we are not professional bettors. This is not betting advice.
Nope.
And we do not encourage sports betting more than you can afford to lose. So take that into consideration. Always bet. Bet responsibly.
Let me write those notes down real quick.
Always bet responsibly. Well, that just about wraps it up for us, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. Check out my new short show I'm posting every Tuesday called the Tuesday Tidbit. I posted the first one last week. On Tuesday, we talked Jack Caglione's call-up a little more in depth. I'll be posting again on Tuesday. Check out the rest of Chaotically Intolerance family of podcasts, and we'll see you next time. I'll let you take us home.
Yeah, brother. Shout out to our producer again, Alex. We love you, man. Thank you for everything that you do. All the fans and the supporters out there, keep it up and keep on those questions, guys. Every time we do a segment, man, we look for the questions and anything that you guys want to talk about. So I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me again, and I can't wait for another show next week, brother.
We'll see ya.